So the first master data which we require is the location.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to the navigation to search for the location which I have created
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. So I'll go to shipment management and then location manager, and then I'll do a random search. If you would like to give some value like Portland or Tillamook, you can give it and do the search based on the criteria you have specified. So I'll just do a random search. So I have these set of locations.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I told that whenever you create a service provider in the system,
Mm-hmm.
our location gets automatically created in the system at the back end.
Right.
Why? Because we provide the details of the address on the service provider also.
Mm-hmm.
So it is going to create automatically a location for that service provider in the system. So
Mm-hmm.
DHL Logistics is the location which has been created for DHL Logistics service provider in the system.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just show the location which I have created yesterday, Portland. The source location which we are going to use in the planning of the order. So this location has these values, the location ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this should be active,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have to specify most of the data which we can, like the city name, the province code, postal code, the lat long values, so that it is helpful for OTM to determine the distance and the transit time which it has to do while planning a shipment.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to give these values to the maximum we can. Just make sure note of this thing, and then we'll specify any contact which we have for this location.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then what is the role of this location. We have specified the role of this location as ship from ship to. If we would like to assign any calendar to this location, we can assign it
Mm-hmm.
on the location role tab. And again, if you would like to have some additional constraining for this particular location, you can add it to this to the the tabs which are available on the location site. I'll just click on the new link. I'll just show you what are the various tabs available.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give it as a name as a ABC.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure you link your location to a corporation, because it will be good for identifying for which particular company or organization this location is meant. So just make sure you have the corporation ID in the system and you have the location assigned to that particular corporation. Okay.
Okay.
And if you would like to assign this location to a region, like yesterday Venkat asked me, do we have a region to region specific geography also? We can create a location, assign it to the region also.
Right.
So we can do that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here we'll mention the location ID. This is the domain name, and then we'll have if we would like to give any location name, we can specify it here. Any description if you want like to give. Corporation is mandatory, not mandatory, but it's good to know information. And then if you see anything in blue asterisk, that means this is something which is required, but it is not that mandatory. But if you see anything in red asterisk, that is a mandatory field which
Right.
you need to enter.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't enter the red asterisk fields, then you'll not be able to go to the next page or save the data on the same page. Okay. So this make sure you enter this minimum required information, and if you would like to add any business required information, those are specified by the blue asterisks, which are also kind of required values. But if you would like to give it, otherwise just leave it.
Okay.
Okay. And once you finish any object in OTM, once you're creating an object in OTM and you finish it, what OTM does at the back end is it will create a reference number with the ID as glog, the reference qualifier as glog.
Okay.
Okay. It will be automatically created, and it will specify here the ID, what ID you've given at the the top while defining the location ID. So here it will automatically add one reference number from OTM point of view, with glog as the qualifier and reference number as the location ID value in case of location. If you're creating an order release or an order base, so it will pick the ID of the order release or order base and tag it to this reference number against glog reference number qualifier. This will be done automatically. But if
Okay.
you would like to give any your business required reference qualifiers for reporting purpose, or if you would like to do some search based on those qualifiers, let us say your client has 4 lines of businesses, and the client wants that so, these set of orders should have this reference number specified, so and so reference number specified, so that I can identify my orders, or I can identify my orders, or the planner can identify it and plan it accordingly. So you can give these reference number values, and you can select the reference number qualifiers, whatever you would like to select. You can also create custom reference numbers also. For that, you need to go to the Power Data, go to the the qualifier section, and then create the reference number. I'll just show that screen.
Okay.
Just show. I'll just take you to that screen. Like in case of shipment management, I go to the Power Data, I go to the qualifiers.
Okay.
If I would like to create a qualifier for equipment, we can do it via equipment reference number.
Okay.
It will open me a screen. It will open a screen where it will ask you to create search or create a reference. It will open a screen set basically,
Okay.
where it will be again asking to search for equipment reference number which are already there in the system, or if you would like to create some new one, you can do it by clicking into the new button. I'll just click on this. I'll just show what this screen opens up. So this is a search screen for equipment reference number table. Okay, and you can search the existing ones, or if you would like to create any new, you can create it from here
Okay.
with the new button. Okay. So this is how we can create the reference numbers for different objects. For shipment management related objects, you will find the reference number in the qualifier section of shipment management. If you would like to create a reference number for items, or any commodity, so you can go to the order management Power Data, go to the qualifier section, and then create it. So
Okay.
this is how we can create the business required reference numbers if we have any custom ones also. Which if the client doesn't want the already available seeded functionality reference qualifiers, if he or she wants some extra report for extra reporting purposes, he would like to create some new custom reference numbers, we can do that.
Okay.
And that will appear in your that object specific reference qualifier section of the grid. So it will be available here. Okay.
Okay.
And then apart from these values, as I was telling you, I'll mention here the country code as a USA. Okay. And I'm not giving any this is just for demonstration purpose. I'm not giving any other details. So I'll move on to the rules, because I've added the mandatory value on the grid has not been saved. Okay, so I selected the GLOG, right? But I have not saved it. I have not saved the value on the reference qualifier, so it has given me a validation check that either you go and remove it, or you go and add it and save it, and then proceed to next actions.
Right.
So I have just removed it. I've gone to the roles tab. Here I'll assign the role for this location. I'll assign it as ship to the location role. Any calendar if you have, you can mention it here, or any other location specific activity which you would like to define. You can add those things based on your business requirements. Like what is the maximum width, or the length, as I told you yesterday, of the transport handling unit which can enter the location. So you can specify these values here. Just simply save it, and then for any additional route basis what you say constraint which you would like to keep, like if you would like to say that this location can only do freight transport related activities with this specific equipment group only, or with this service provider only. So you can add those values here. Move to the next tab. You can create your contacts on the communication remarks. The first one which you will create is always going to be the primary contact. These are the various communication methods that you can use to notify that particular person. And if you have a user ID for that user in the system available, you can assign that user ID to this particular location as a primary contact. Apart from that, you can also add additional contacts also if you would like to notify the additional contact also for that location. If any event occurs on that location, you can not only notify the primary ones, you can also notify the additional ones. If you have any reference qualifiers, you can add it here. If you would like to give any loading or unloading instructions, you can go to the the load and unload section of this particular locations manager, and you can specify the values here. What is the the pickup sequence and what is the drop off sequence for this location. And then if you would like to do some dock management kind of a concept, if you have in your business, you can go to the resource section of the location and you can create a dock management kind of a configuration for that particular location. That these are the number of yards available, or these are the number of rows in the yard available for the transport equipment which is going to come into the system. So you can manage the dock yard management with the help of your resource tab. And then you finish, you create a location. A location gets created in the system.